Hello, and welcome to Media Queen TV. My name is Aldwyn Altuney. We have a fantastic show lined up for you today called Gain Time, Money and Freedom with Outsourcing. We have an extraordinary guest with us, Mr. Lyubo Kuchuk. Now, a little bit about Lyubo before we have a chat with him today. And now, he's an efficiency and outsourcing expert with 20 plus years of experience with C-level roles in Mars, Burger King, DHL across many continents. After managing call centers with 700 plus agents for big brands in Eastern Europe and Asia, he's now launched Remo Staff and brings time and freedom to small and medium-sized enterprises. Welcome, Lyubo. So great to have you on the show.
Yes, so hello everyone, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever you are in the world. And Aldwyn, so thank you for inviting and thank you for having a chat with you.
My absolute pleasure. And I know people are going to be wondering, because you've got such an exotic accent, people are going to be wondering, what is your cultural heritage?
Well, I think I will say that I'm a multicultural. This is definitely who am I, and even in current environment. But I was born in Moldova, and Moldova is a small country in Eastern Europe between Romania and Ukraine. And I'm actually half Ukrainian, half Romanian. But I spent, I was born still in the Soviet Union time, and this is where I had like even bigger heritage. I spent a lot of time in Russia. My kids are born in Moscow. My wife, she was born in Budapest, in Hungary. So yeah, so we have a lot of different bloods, culture, mixture. And I've been working in different countries as well. This is where I will say that I'm a multicultural, and a global person.
I love that. And I personally have Greek, Turkish, Ukrainian background myself, and I was born in Sydney. Now, you're based in Sydney right now. Is that correct?
Yes, that's right. So I'm in Sydney. It's a very nice place to be. It's very safe, and probably this was one of the reasons why we have moved probably further away from many of our relatives, just to be in a safer place.
Yeah. And look, I feel for everyone over in Ukraine and Russia right now. It's been absolutely horrible what's been going on over there. And, I have family in the Ukraine as well. And, look, there's no winners in war except the people that make the weapons, I always say. So sending much love to everyone across the world right now who is doing it a bit tough. And, with what's going on in Gaza and all of that, there's a lot of crazy things going on in the world. However, at the same time, there's also a lot of amazing things going on in the world. And there's a lot of amazing business people who are outsourcing to places like the Philippines and around the world with this worldwide economy we have now. And, people are accessing team members from all over the place. So, Lyubo, how long have you been in Australia and how did you get into starting Remo Staff?
Yes, sorry. So I understand the first part of the question. So in Australia, I'm already for 9 years. So we came in 2015 only with 150 kilograms of luggage and the 2 kids. This is how we came to Australia.
Wow.
Yeah.
And how did you your business?
Sorry.
How did you come to start your business? So 9 years you came to Australia?
Look, so I came in Australia actually to work for The Iconic as a director of operations and logistics. I think it's if you're buying some fashion online, so probably you might know about The Iconic. So it's a fashion company, one of the biggest e-commerce player in Australia. And I used to work actually for a sister company of The Iconic in Russia. With the same investors and doing a lot of logistics operations, and we used to have like our call centers in Ukraine, in Russia, in Kazakhstan. So this is again, it's a bit of like a history how I came to Australia and how I came in the outsourcing. But also, so before coming to Australia, I was doing projects for same investors in the Philippines, in Singapore, in Indonesia, in Malaysia. And when I have been in Australia, this is where I have been always involved in both logistics operations and cost efficient solutions. So this is what I love doing. I've been working in DHL in Australia as well as a director of innovations and implementations, taking care about customers, taking care about customers' experience, making sure that all the orders are delivered in time. Because when the orders are delivered in time, when they're fulfilled in time, it means less issues with customer service, and this is where customer experience is really important. And after been working for several companies where we used to do our internal, let's say, outsourcing, because like it was quite expensive to keep customer service team, especially in Australia. And considering the current competition where every company is trying to find how to gain additional profit, how to improve their customer service, and as well it is a big sometimes is a talent challenge here in Australia, talent shortage, as we know. So we always have immigrants, and this is where many companies internally they've been looking to have staff or offices overseas to manage their business. So ultimately, I came to a decision. So during COVID, I've started this like in parallel to work for another big ASX listed company as a general manager, and in parallel we have started our own company, and this is how we are today. This is how we're helping smaller and medium businesses as well to get benefits from outsourcing, to get more time, get more freedom, and to be able to spend more time with their families.
Wonderful. I love that, Lyubo. And I want to say a big welcome to everyone who's joining us live. I can see on Instagram, we've got Darlene Geiger here. We've got Keen Buckley. We've got Key Coffee Roasters. Hello, Narelle Gatti. Hello, Adriano Dematius on Instagram. And for those joining us on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitch, Instagram, X, welcome. We're really very grateful to have you with us. And if you have any questions as we're going along, please let us know. We'd also love to know where in the world you're joining us from. So do let us know in the comments, where are you joining us from? Now, I think when it comes to outsourcing, I think this is absolutely crucial in business nowadays. I don't know anyone who can operate a business without having some team, because, particularly with the world of marketing, there is so much to do in business now when it comes to marketing and putting yourself out there. If you don't have at least one VA or virtual assistant, then you're going to be working even more ridiculous hours. And I know a lot of entrepreneurs do work crazy hours. So the more we can learn to let go and outsource in our business, the better. Now, Lyubo, you've dealt with a lot of different business owners. What do you find some of the biggest challenges for people to actually let go of parts of their business and to outsource?
Very good question, Aldwyn. So I think maybe if I will rephrase, so I think it is a journey for an entrepreneur to come to the idea that I can give away something. And this is for some business owners that have used teams in their other, let's say, corporate life. So let's say like in a C-level roles, I used to have like a different departments. I used to have a customer service department. I used to have marketing department. We used to usually a C-level, they have an executive assistant that is helping with scheduling meetings, taking notes after the meeting, distributing different tasks to different people. So I think many business owners, when they're coming to their own business, so number one, like they probably have not done this in the past, so they're trying to start their business and then they're trying to do everything themselves. So this is one of the biggest challenge where if you want to succeed, you're not able to do everything yourself. This is why you need to have those helpers and probably someone that has experience in different areas where you might not have this experience. And this is for some business owners is just like to get with the idea that, well, actually there are people that probably are smarter than me in marketing. They are smarter than me than probably in social media or even in IT, so they can they can start giving away. And yeah, this is what I would like the challenge number one. I think another challenge is, like many of entrepreneurs may misunderstand the value of time. And if you think that time is the most valuable thing, and then you think how you can create value of your business, and you are creating value for your business when you are working with your clients, when you are delivering to them some tangible, intangible like results. And this is why those business owners have hired you to provide some additional services. And when some business owners, instead of delivering this value to their clients, they are focusing in doing some admin stuff, some routine, it means they're not utilizing their time very wisely. And this is where they're going into some kind of like stuck in the same routine. They're stuck with the same challenge. I'm not able to grow, but I'm not investing in VA. I'm still trying to do everything myself. And then this is where, again, if some of them are not value in the right way the time, and this is the main challenge.
Yes, the whole lone wolf philosophy that, I can do it myself. By the time I outsource it, I could have just done the job myself. And I know there's a bit of perfectionism too with some people. And I'm speaking from experience because, I've had VAs for many years actually. However, I have found, at one point I had 5 virtual assistants in the Philippines. And now I've got one who's doing 50 hours a week, and we're really working on the system so we can actually build the team again. But even with one working 50 hours a week doing a lot of my social media management, I'm also doing crazy hours at the moment. So I'm looking to definitely grow the team. However, I think there can be a trap too. Sometimes you grow the team too quickly. And if you haven't got your systems in place, it can be very scattered. So what's some advice you give to people if they're thinking, okay, I really need to get a team member on board? Where should they start to look at what should they be outsourcing and how should they go about it?
Yeah, look, another like a good question. And when so I have like a delegation guide, and sometimes when I'm doing some excites or presentation, so I have like a 6 T's how you can start delegation. And with those, I think the best way is to define of those 6 T's is just write down a list of tasks that you are doing, and then try to create like a matrix. Is this creating value? Do you love this task? Do you know how to do it? And how much it will take you? And in my 6 T's, again, like if any one of our listeners would like to have this, I'm happy to send this 60 guide, how to start delegating. And the first one is with the tiny things. And there are tiny things when people just say, well, I'm just spending just 1 minute on this, 1 minute on that, 1 minute on another thing. And this is where you are just spending it's already 1 hour. But what is the cost of this 1 hour? Another thing is some tedious things that, again, like you need to do like a day-to-day some task. And so even, let's say, managing our LinkedIn profiles. Do we have enough time to manage our LinkedIn profile? Do we have time to not just to use only AI tools to send automatically a message, like just to spread like almost like a spam to do this connection, but really to engage with people, really to find out maybe more, and maybe to think how we can help them. So yes, probably those are the other things that you may probably delegate to someone. You mentioned something that you're in terms of perfectionism, and as well, if of course many of us, we are thinking that we can do everything in the best way, but this is where what I'm saying. If someone can do a task at 70% of the quality that you are doing, then this is already an achievement. And if you give the right feedback, the next time the quality will be like a 75%. If you give again a feedback, then the quality probably will be 80 or 85%. So this is where even some difficult task could be delegated to someone else, and then ultimately you will become as a proper boss, where you have subordinates that will deliver to you some let's say whatever document results, and you will work as an approval. So you will approve, or you will give a feedback. The same as many let's say, head of marketing department, when he's presenting something to a CEO, to a C-level boss for whatever, like a big company, then the boss will give, well, I don't want this color or I don't want this one. And it means that even this head of marketing department need to change something and he's making adjustment. So this is where, I mean, I can go, this is like a very deep, like another where you are terrible at. And, I'm mentioning many times that I hate writing, and even in my childhood, in my early age, I always hated to write essays. And if I used to hate to write essays in my native language, it's even not essays, like it's another, like you need to compose like something. So how can I write social media posts in English? Like, I mean, so like because this is like nearly the same. Like I'm not. I can invent something. I can create an operational optimizing solution, for example. But I'm not a writer. So this is definitely I'm terrible at. And this is another task that I am delegating to someone else. And this is where some other entrepreneurs, they can delegate tasks where they are terrible at. But again, happy to send those 60s to our listeners who want to find out more how they can start and how they can do delegation.
Yes, I think that's very, very important to delegate and to write a list of things that you don't enjoy doing or those micro tasks, because they do all add up. So what tasks do you personally delegate yourself in your business, Lyubo?
Sorry, can you say again, Aldwyn?
Sorry, I've got a scratchy voice at the moment. What tasks do you outsource at the moment in your business?
Well, similar as you. So first of all, we have several remote experts that are, and again, this is where, like, I think number one, I don't like the word VA and virtual because this is where in our companies we are saying, so we are providing remote experts or remote staff. This is why we are named remote staff. So we have experts that are managing, for example, our lead generation and sales. And even in this area, you have like a more technical that, like, for example, just to do lead generation, you don't need too much creativity. You just need to work in big databases, or you need to work in some kind of system where you can source leads and just do the classification of those leads. So again, it's nothing too much creative. It's actually, it's quite a routine type of work. But you may need to have someone else that will start creating some newsletters, or to create like even like a sequence of different messages to those generated by someone else. So this is like a more creative person that this person can do whatever it is. So you can name it. This is an appointment setter that can already send messages and can bring this lead to an appointment. So just like it's another type of role. In my case, I have like another person that is managing all my LinkedIn profile, is managing my master classes. For example, how when I'm so actually I'm going to have a master class next week, and again, whoever wants to come to master class about how you can optimize your time and you can start delegating to a VA, to a remote expert. Welcome to come. It will be like 11 a.m. Sydney time. So again, my assistant is helping me to create a banner about this masterclass. So she will be creating a post on different platforms. She will be sending invitation through emails. She will be connecting different, actually even in advance with with my connection on LinkedIn, and just saying like, Aldwyn, I'm going to have a masterclass about delegation, and maybe I'm not selling anything to you, but maybe say, well, do you know anyone who will benefit from this? And again, so like if you know anyone that will benefit from this, they will ask, do you want me to share the link? I will not even push with this link. Again, only if someone will be replying. And this is what this person will be doing. So with our today discussion, so your assistant was helping you, my assistant was helping creating those posts on different platforms and inviting guests to attend these live show that we are talking right now. As well, it was done by Trish. So Trish is my remote expert, my remote assistant that is helping me to doing this. And thank you, Trish. You have been doing like a great job. Yeah. So we have as well like a person that is doing like a cold calling, like again, so it's close to appointment setting that again, just to do cold calls and bring someone to a discussion. Plus, I have as well like a technical person that is doing all the connection. So connecting different systems, different platforms, different CRMs, connecting different AI tools, and as well helping our team to learn different tools, because sometimes there are plenty of tools, but probably we are not using, you're not utilizing, or maybe we just use, I don't know. So whoever is using HubSpot most probably is using maybe only 10 or 20% of all the HubSpot possibilities. So the same with many of other tools, we're not just utilizing them. And this is where we have a person who is helping us learning how to utilize them.
Got it. So what's the best way that people can find a virtual assistant or like a team member, a remote team member?
Look, it's a good question. So like, and let me explore like several ways, and then our audience, they can choose which way they can.
Sure.
So probably the most easiest way is, nowadays, many people from the Philippines or from other countries, they're smart enough and they're trying to approach and say, well, I'm a VA, I can do this and I can that, and then you can just hire someone. I mean, you may be lucky, you can get a good one, you may not be so lucky, and then you may, I don't know, you may be struggling. Like another way, of course, is there are like Upwork or Fiverr, like different type of platforms when people are trying to get those type of experts. And this is it's another way. And in my case, like I will put like I have this like if when I'm talking about delegation, I'm using 6Ts. When I'm talking about how to hire a VAs, I'm using P. So if you have like a project tasks, like something that need to be, I need just someone to connect whatever my CRM or to create a banner. Yeah, just go to Fiverr or go to Upwork and use like someone as a project base and just pay like one-time payment. Still, whoever who has tried this, you may have experienced a lot of challenges. Like sometimes you have a good result, sometimes you may not get a good result. Sometimes you have like just a mediocrity, and you may find that people are many experts are trying to sell a lot of services where they may not have enough expertise. So this is like, again, but this is still like a project-based approach. If you need a project, just go and find someone on Upwork. Then you try to find someone else yourself through your friends or through someone that is approaching you on LinkedIn. And then this is another way, and you may be lucky, you may not be lucky. So our approach is different. So we are, and this is how we used to do in Mars, and this is how Mars back 20 years ago has hired me, where I went through 7 levels of different testing interviews, and probably from 200 people, Mars has hired ultimately me and another person. So it was like a 1 out of 100. So this is the approach that I have implemented in our company, where if someone is looking, I need to have an expert, I need to have if you say like whatever, like a virtual assistant, then we will look what kind of tasks this person need to be doing. And for someone, this could be, I need to have someone that will help me with marketing. So I need to have like a different marketing skills in this person. Or someone will ask, I need to have like an accountant, or I need to have like an analyst, data analyst. So absolutely different skill set. So we will advertise, and we will advertise this role not only in the Philippines, but we will advertise in different countries where we think that we can find a remote expert that has such skills. We'll probably have like, again, like hundreds of applications, and we have our testing. We have our AI tools how to test, to do validation, and we are doing so. Everyone will go through a funnel. So probably when we'll have like a 20, we'll do interviews, one level of interviews. When we'll interview those 20, we'll have another, I don't know, 5 or 6, 7 maybe left, and then we'll do some due diligence. We will do a referral checks on those, reference check on those people, find how they used to work in other companies. And we will provide 3 candidates that we consider the best will fit our client. And we have different psychological tests, aptitude, skill tests, the DISC profile, and we are trying to match someone with the client. So this is our approach, and this is where majority of our clients are very happy with the experts that we are providing to them, and those experts are working, so they're becoming part of their team, and they are working for many, many years. And this is another way. So you have like a project-based, go to Upwork. If you need to have like, or you can try to use social media, find yourself, and you may be lucky, you may not be lucky. So and you may never know if you get the best expert out, like, so you're still kind of working, but like, are you sure that you're getting the best employee or in your company? Or you can use some agencies, and this is where we are specializing in finding the right experts for our clients.
Yeah, very, very thorough. I love that. And of course, you said Fiverr, but what you meant was, well, Fiverr, right? Some people might go, what's Fiverr? But it's just your accent, right? So for those who didn't quite get that, Fiverr is Fiverr. So that's where you can go to get some one-off tasks done, or Upwork, of course. And it can be a minefield, I must say, trying to find someone on Upwork. You will get a lot of applications, and it really is quite a lot to work through all of that to find someone. Yes, you could probably get a smaller rate. You'll be paying a smaller rate there than you will paying an agency. However, you've really got to toss up, where is the best use of your time to find the best person for your team. So there definitely is a lot involved in that. And then once you get your team member on board, what is the best way to get the most out of your team member to make sure that they're going to be the best team member for you, and that they're going to be engaged, and that they're going to, want to work with you? What are some of your tips around that? It's a very big question, I know, Lyubo, because I know one of the biggest challenges for a lot of people is having great team members. So how can we ensure that we can be the best version of ourselves, and what sort of things can we put in place to ensure that we have great performing team members?
Look, very good question, but let me make a step back. So, of course, it's Fiverr, but when you maybe try to spend a lot of time in Fiverr, so maybe we'll get a bit of fever.
Yeah.
And
And then you could
so
end up with a voice like Lyubo and I. You could end up with a fever too. It could be very stressful for you.
yeah. Both you and I, so we are having a bit of like a hot tea and ginger tea. So,
cheers. Cheers to our BX friends out there. Our BX friends. Cheers.
So I have like even a BX mug. Yeah. So
the Wonder Woman mug today.
So one again, like a step back about Upwork, like and Fiverr. So you might find there, like the point is, if you'll find someone there, it will be not less expensive than if you'll go with us or with some agency, because if you'll find someone thorough, someone really expert in a field, that ultimately this person is looking for a permanent job, and this is like so everyone who's working on the project base, they're trying to charge like a much higher rates, and you'll not probably find anything, I don't know, lower than 25, a good expert, lower than $25 US in Upwork or in Fiverr. So this is where like our rates are definitely much more accessible, acceptable, and much better. In terms of how to manage your staff, again, so here you need to think about like several stages, and in the beginning it's very important to have the right onboarding. And with this onboarding is, do you have actually all the materials that you want to give to this person? And if you have already those like a list of whatever tasks that you want to give to this person, this is what you need to start. And you need to have Zoom meetings, you need to have like a Google Meets, and this is where you need to start sharing and explaining what do you want from this person to be done. And this way, so imagine that you will hire someone in Sydney or in Melbourne in your office that you want to come into your office. So you most probably will be spending some time to do the right onboarding. Or a bigger company, they have some HR people or people and culture that they will take care about. They will make an introduction to this person. They will make an introduction to another department. This is where you if you have any question regarding your salary, go to HR, or if you need to learn about some, I don't know, like IT stuff, this is our IT department. So onboarding is really important, and this is if you want this person to succeed, to help you succeed, this is where you need to invest time in such kind of onboarding. We from our side, of course, we are helping, and we are trying to provide. So we are providing to both our not to our experts, but as well to our clients. This is what you need to do in day 1. This is what you need to do in day 3. This is what you need to do in day 5. And communicating and feedback is really important when you are working with someone, especially remotely. But again, so have a clear task structures and explaining. Using a lot of a video recording tools, this is really important. So I think right now you can use even in Zoom if you are doing some. So let me give an example. So how you're making connections with BX members. So usually you're having some whatever paid forward slips, or you're trying to connect someone. But this is a task that you can teach someone else, or you can teach your remote expert or your assistant to do this for you. And you can say, well, Aldwyn, or like you said, like Trish, can you please connect Aldwyn with another person that maybe benefit from coming on Aldwyn show, because he or she can show some good examples what they have done, and that will be beneficial for other listeners. So in my case, I don't need to spend this time, but I need to explain to my assistant how this need to be done, and then I need to give him access to my whatever CRM or to my contact database, and they will be connecting. So, and another example, like for example, like today morning, I had a call at 8 a.m. my time with a connection in Calgary in Canada, and so he's a fractional COO, so he's helping people with operational stuff, and he wanted me to connect him with some marketers. And I know plenty of people in Canada, but I don't remember all the names. But what I'll be doing, I'll say, well, to my assistant, go into my LinkedIn contacts, check who is based in Alberta, or who is based in Calgary, or who is based in Canada, and just connect Jared with those people. And this is enough. And when you make such kind of clear explanation, then, and if this your expert has access to your LinkedIn, and he should be having access. And nowadays it's not necessary to share the real password. There are tools that can give access without sharing the password itself. So this is what we can help as well. So this is what a remote expert can do for you. But again, how you will explain this task. But if you have explained once how to do the connection with email, how to do connection with LinkedIn, this is becoming quite a good way of teaching, coaching, and making sure this person is doing. Other things so daily catch-ups, if you'll have someone in your office, so you will, usually you will be meeting with people every day. You have a question, you're going and ask. You have an idea, you're going to tell. So have those a daily catch-ups. You can try to do a twice per day. Let's say a morning catch-up, evening catch-up. In the morning, what should be done for today? In the evening, what was done, what was good? Do you have any questions? Do you have any challenges? Do you need my help? So if you will understand where this person had some challenges, then you'll try to help him, and he will be helping you. Yeah, so shall I continue? Because I can continue.
That's fantastic. Actually, I have with my team, we do a weekly meeting. And I find we do at least a 1 hour, 1.5, sometimes even 2 hours. We do a very in-depth weekly meeting, and we touch base through our chat channel. We use Discord to chat with each other. I used to use Slack. Nowadays, I use Discord as my communication medium. So every day we communicate. We actually do a daily gratitude check-in with the team. And every morning we say, good morning, 3 things I'm grateful for today. And we talk about one big thing. So it could be I'm grateful for the air I breathe. And something smaller, I'm grateful for my cat. And then something about myself I'm grateful for. So I'm grateful for my health. So we do that every morning. We do a check-in, and then we have the different conversations that we have through the day in different channels. Like we'll have one with the Global Good News Challenge, one with the events we've got coming up, might have one for Facebook, one for Instagram, different things like that. So that's how we communicate. What are your thoughts around a weekly meeting, and what sort of system do you use to communicate regularly or to chat with your team during the day?
So it's a good question. So I think that weekly meetings are really important, and again, it's depending of the different levels. So and depending how big is your company, so let me probably go like a bit deeper. So we have some companies that they're using 20 experts from us, and those 20, they could be like 5 or 6 in accounting department, 5 or 6 in customer service, another 5, 6 in marketing, and someone is actually doing fraud prevention. They have some data analysis, they have merchants onboarding, and for them, of course, I'm saying, well, it doesn't make sense maybe to have I don't know, like a 20 people in a call if you're not doing this like on regular basis. But accounting department, they should have their internal team meetings once per week. Marketing department, they should have their internal meetings every week. Customer service, they should have internal meetings like once per week. But if the company is having, or like, and I'm assuming they're having like some kind of like a monthly meeting, then all team members could come like in monthly meetings when the C level of the company, they can discuss about some achievements or some kind of goals or some kind of like whatever is happening in the company. So this is what is really important to make sure that your remote staff are becoming part of your team, and this is important. And we have some companies that they think, well, we use like a branded polo in our company. Can we have our staff to have our branded polo as well? So we have suppliers in the Philippines and other countries, so they will provide polos or shorts. They will provide mugs. They will provide caps. They will provide the same whatever. Like if like a mortgage broker firm here in Australia is using this type of like a uniform, like a polo with branded whatever polo, then they will be using similar type of polo over there. And to whatever join a team meeting, or even like some of them are facing like meeting with clients or with customers, it's no difference, because people say, well, this is the same whatever, a yellow brick or whatever, like another mortgage person that is here in Australia, and then I am talking with another person from the same company. And those people and those experts overseas, they're becoming, they're very proud, they're very loyal, they can feel that they're part of the team. And this is where this bonding is happening. So this is one part regarding to so we are using different tools, and we are testing many times, like a lot of like different tools. We used to use for Discord for a while. We're using Slack for now for some of the projects. We're using Upbase, like it's a bit of like a Asana Monday.com, like a type of project management solution. We are using, so this is probably Upbase is one of the latest one that we are using. But when I am discussing with my clients, I'm saying, well, if you're using, let's say, Microsoft Teams, and Microsoft Teams has a chat embedded like in Teams, so you continue to use Microsoft Teams with those people from overseas. If you're using Google Meet or if you're using Slack, then continue to use whatever you are using already internally. So if you need like a help, then yeah, we are almost every week we are testing different AI tools, and some companies are coming and say, well, what can I use for cold calling? Like what kind of so people need to be based in the Philippines, but maybe they need to call to our leads or our clients in Australia or in US or in UK. So what are you using? And this is what I can give some recommendation, like you can use this or you can use that. And then I'm asking, so do you need actually to use something that will do like a dialing, like with AI brain to do like this, try to dial to like 10 people at once, and then again, depending how many people in call centers you have, and whoever, if someone is speaking the phone, that is connecting with an agent that is next available to respond. But if you're using only one person, that maybe you don't need to have like such kind of like a advanced automated dialing system, but then maybe you need to have maybe just to call only to three at once, so to three potential leads at once. So we are giving some recommendations on which tools could be used, but again, it's like plenty of tools nowadays that could be used, and again, it depending of really specific area.
Yeah, that's the thing, is whatever system you are using, it's important to use that system, right? And sometimes people go from one to the next, and it can take so much time to move everything over to another platform that it may not be worth changing. You better to sometimes just stick with what you've got, what's working for you. We use a lot of Google Docs in our business. We share Google Docs, and we have an upgraded Google Workspace that we use, and we find that very good and a great way to be able to share documents among the team as well. And for those joining us, I see we've got a few more people join us there on Instagram. Jay Jackson, Beck Darrington, Brenda Pierce, good to see you. Let us know, do you have a remote staff and any tips you have for us on ways you can gain time, you can save money, and you can have more freedom with remote staff. Now, as they say, there's two ways you're going to pay for things. You either invest your time to save money, or you invest your money to save time. I love that saying. And this is where, all successful businesses that I know have team members. And interestingly, with this world of the online media, I know several people that have multi-million-dollar businesses with just one or two team members, which is interesting too, right? So you don't necessarily have to have a massive team, because there's so many amazing tools online, and there's so much we can do to automate things now, particularly for those who are, content creators or who host courses, and can automate so much now, where it's amazing what you can do with just a few team members. It's quite extraordinary. And yet some people might have 10 team members, but maybe only 3 of them are really, worth keeping on board as well. So, you might have underperforming team members, and you could be wasting a lot of time there. So what are some tips you give people, Lyubo, if people do have team members that just aren't up to scratch, they're just not cutting the mustard. They're not as we say in Australia, not cutting the mustard. It's kind of a weird saying, isn't it? But anyway, they're just not quite up to scratch. What are some things you would suggest to what can business owners do to decide whether they're going to keep those team members or whether to let those team members go, and how can they help to maximize the efficiency of the team members that they do have?
Yeah, so Aldwyn, it's a good discussion, and I think so again, so I came from the corporate world, and so in my roles, I used to think well, you need to hire slow, and you need to fire fast. So you probably, if you're not happy with someone, most probably there are reasons why you're not happy, and then you need to make this decision quite fast. And again, this is what will come it depends. So if this is your staff member in Australia, then you're not happy, then this is probably a bigger challenge. Then you need to discuss with your people and culture, HR, or you need to make a decision personally as a leader, as a director of the company, a leader of the company. If this is if this it's in regards of someone from overseas, from remote experts, of course we are we are coming and we are helping, and sometimes we are trying to understand the reasons why something is happening. And this is where remote staff, so we are working as a HR partners for many business owners. And I will say, like, Aldwyn, like, it's great that your VA is working 50 hours per week, but like this could be like a bit of like, so like who knows, like maybe she doesn't want to work 50 hours per week, or maybe she wants to be paid like more for those 50 hours per week, or maybe she's taking some time from her family. So this way we actually looking deeper into some kind of reasons and trying to understand what are the real reason. But if the person is not performing, and this is happening, I'm not saying not, then of course we will find the replacement and we'll find someone else. But you remember, like, my first part, and I was saying that like hire slow, and this is where we are focusing in really checking everything in the beginning. And our success rate is 96%. So it means like 1 out of 20 of hired or found experts will not match, or they will not work through the probation period, and we will need to replace. And again, I don't want to create work for myself. I want actually to my client to be happy, and this is what I will try to work in the first place to find it, to find the right expert. So learning and development, like maybe another topic that. So all our staff, they have at least 2-3 hours per week when they need to spend in learning and development. Learning and development to learn some new tools. What I'm finding that even in big corporation, if this is supposed to be, but this is not always happening, where managers are just trying to squeeze, to push all the employees and staff just to do things, and they're not giving any time to learn something new. And like this is where sometimes those employees in Australia are becoming probably a bit not outdated, but like what we are finding is that a lot of time the people from the Philippines, they may know much more tools and they know much more advanced AI. They know how to work with ChatGPT probably already for a few years, and still people in Australia, they're still afraid. What can I do with the ChatGPT or whatever? But still, like I'm letting my, like, again, I have like in my schedule, they have like especially I put usually on Friday. So on Friday, you're working until, let's say, 3 p.m. And from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m., this is your time that you can do some kind of learning. You can do the preparation of the week and give them time to learn, to do this like a learning and development. Saying this, like, again, and maybe I'm not repeating, but say, like, so we are in our own company, and so to our clients, we are saying, well, I have learned about new tool that to get like a feedback or to get like from our clients, and whoever just use it, because I have already tested probably from 3 or 5 tools, we are using it. And if you want your whatever marketing expert that you're working in your company, that we can, this is the training materials, he can learn it, and he can use it as well for you. So this is what, again, so we are helping our clients as well to teach them how they need to give a possibility to those remote experts to learn something and to provide better outcome. But again, if you're not happy and this is happening, and again, like, so in our case, we have different AI tools. So we have a tool that is doing, so every employee, every morning they're doing like a clock in, and in the system that we are providing, when they're going to lunch, they have clock out, they're coming from lunch, clock in again, and end of the day, clock out. We can, so we have tools to monitor how many keyboard strokes they're doing, or mouse is moving, or potentially even take the screenshots of their screen. But again, like, and when we are hiring, we are telling them we have the tools to monitor and to see what you're doing, but I don't want to police you. I'm giving you a job to work for a client, and this is like we are paying to you, and the same, we expect that you will be working for the client and you'll providing results. And in 96% is like, so we have like absolutely like a fantastic results where our clients are saying, like, I want to pay $100 bonus for this, because I want to pay $300 because he's doing so much for me that, and he's like, I never thought this is possible. And this again, matching in the beginning is really important to get the right outcome.
Yes, there's different time trackers like, a Toggle, Time Doctor, things like that, where people can sort of track what people are doing on their devices. However, a lot of virtual assistants or team members, particularly, the Philippines, other parts of the world, sometimes they use multiple devices and you can't track all the devices, so this is a challenge. And in fact, I had a girl who was working for me who was doing 2 other full-time jobs and 1 other part-time job while she was working with me as well. And this kind of thing can happen. And I was wondering why she just kept making mistakes all the time. She just wasn't present. She wasn't present to what was going on, and you can generally tell when the workload drops or when the work performance drops, there's something else going on there. Either maybe they've got family problems, maybe there's something else going on in the background. But in this particular instance, she was doing multiple jobs at the same time and probably doing all of them very half-hearted. Now, with the VA that I have now, she wanted to do 50 hours a week. That's what she wanted to do, and she probably wanted more money, but she asked for the 50 hours, and I gave it to her. So she, and I'm always checking in with her, around that. Are you sure you're happy to keep going with the 50 hours? And she seems to be happy. So at the moment, things are going that way. But I don't micromanage what she does, and I think there's a good point about that. I think there needs to be a certain level and amount of trust there as well, but also you can see in the outcome of what is being produced whether the person is really being present or not. So the AI tool you said you use, can I ask which particular tool you're using to track the time with your team? Which tools you're using at the moment to track your team?
So we are using a time clock wizard, but we are using this a bit of a combination with some of our additional adjustment to this tool. So yeah, so it's a bit of like in internal in-house, but you're absolutely right. So, and I think in our case is. Look, we can do geolocation. We can do like a different like a frames. Like, okay, well, you're not able to work if you are moving away from a city. I think again the point is, and this is where many of what leads us coming to me and say, oh, I may not have enough work, and I need to have maybe someone just as a part time. So, well, you know what? I mean, like probably in reality you have like a too much work, and then you probably can give to a VA like a not only for like a 20 hours, but as you say, like a 50 hours per week. So you just need to think like internally, if you are not like ready, but like you need just to make this decision. And when we are hiring someone, again, when I'm finding someone that is really good, say, well, this is like probably it will cost you a bit more, but again, this is a really good person. Then, and if you don't want him to be looking for another job, if you don't want him to be doing another part-time or a night work, then I mean, so this is the rate. But when I'm hiring, I'm trying to find as well like someone that and I'm asking them straight away. So, what is your goal? Like, what kind of like a family situation you have? Like, what do you? And if someone is, of course, like if you're paying like I don't know, like a $5 peanuts, whatever, like then well then probably okay, someone will get this job, but he'll try to get maybe two such kind of job for $5 because he need to be paid like $10 per hour, because this is his. It will be enough for him to feed his family. So when we are hiring someone as well, I'm happy to pay you $10 straight away, and our margin is really low. But I'm saying I want you to work only for Aldwyn, or I want you to work only for this person. I don't want you to work here for someone else. So are you okay with this? And this is what I'm asking. Like I'm finding, if you say, well, most in let's say in 90%, someone says, well, you know what? I don't want to jump to many works, and I don't want to think half a day about, let's say, media business, another half a day about electrician business. I want to work only for one person. I want to have as well like a work and life balance in my life, and this person usually will deliver much better results. So this is what we are taking on our side.
Yes, it's interesting. And different parts of the world, for $5 is a lot of money for some people in parts of the world, right? Like the Philippines, the average wage over there is about $2 or $3 an hour, so even $5 for someone in the Philippines, can be good money for them, right? For their local currency. And then, others won't be happy with $30, $50 an hour. So, it depends on their, I guess how skilled they are. And where they're at in the world as well, and also I guess what people are willing to pay, because we know that things have been a bit tougher for people financially lately. I mean, in Australia we've had so many interest rate rises and expenses have gone up, and it's been a lot more challenging, I think, for a lot of people in business lately. So maybe that spare cash to put towards team, maybe they've got to sort of tighten up on some of those things. However, I would agree with you. I think full-time is always better than part-time, because you've got someone more committed to your business, you would like to think, right? And again, there's a big trust issue, particularly when people are working from home. And if you employ someone who works in an agency in a physical environment, then generally, you can sort of see what's going on a lot more. So what are your thoughts about that, about having a remote team that are working actually from home versus working out of a virtual office with other team members?
Look, so we have like those type of questions almost like every day, and we are giving to our clients, we are giving them choices, and those choices, like so for some of them, we have like an office space where people can work from office if you want to. The point is that many people have moved. So if you think that many people are coming to Australia for whatever, like a better life or better living, versus in Moldova or versus in Ukraine or in Russia, you're coming to Australia to earn a bit of more money. So similar is happening in other countries, like not only Philippines, but Indonesia or Bangladesh. So people are moving from provinces to capital cities to work. But what is happening that sometimes is, so they're moving and they are away from their families, they're away from their kids, they're away from their husbands, and they need to, because they need to, and then they need to rent out some spaces. And unfortunately, some of them need to live in some kind of dormitory, like, I don't know, 14, 16 people in the same office building. And then just to have like, just to have like in office, you have like a desk that half a day is used by one person, then half a day is using by someone else that is using for a US clients. And then you need to go and sleep in, where in this same bed could be sleeping someone that is working, that was sleeping before, and now he's working for a US client, and you're going to sleep in the same bed. So it's not that everything is really probably transparent with those office spaces. And again, this is where, when we are finding someone, say, well, I'm saying, well, where do you want to work? Do you want to work in your home village, city in the Philippines, maybe in province, or do you want to go probably to back to office and to Manila and go away from your family? And this is where I think, like, when we are trying, so we are finding those experts that are appreciating working from home. They don't want to go back into such kind of like a living dormitory, or maybe even, maybe you need to have a lot of commuting, like 2 hours to go to go to the office in Manila or in Cebu or whatever, on Davao, or then another 2 hours to go back in the end of your shift. So 4 hours per day just to spend on traffic. And I'm saying, and or do you want to work from home? But in this case, I want to have your attitude to my client, to my customer, to your employer, that he need to be happy with you. And this is what I say, like we are just like not like a firing, but like we are trying to find again the right expert in the beginning to make sure that you'll be delivering the right result to our customers.
Yeah, very good. Yeah, and obviously for people in the Philippines, family is very important, and I think people will be more loyal if you have team members in the Philippines who do work from home because they do have that freedom and flexibility of having that time with their family and being able to work. Like with my team member, she works the hours she wants to work. We don't have sort of rigid schedules. We know roughly when she starts, but if she wants to take off a few hours in the afternoon, like we have that flexibility. And so I think there's all these things to consider, isn't there? When, it's not just about the hourly rate, it's about what kind of work satisfaction are you going to have, and I really work on building relationships with my team members. I had a assistant from the Philippines I had for 4 years, and then she ended up moving to the UK, and we're still friends to this day, and I wish her all the best. And, who knows what might happen down the track. Maybe we'll work together again or not. But, it's really building that relationship of, it's not just someone working for you. It's actually, you actually really care about them too, and about how they do life and what do they want from their life. And, how can you reward them for great performance as well? Like we have a bonus system around certain parts of the business too, where we encourage that way for better performance. We acknowledge that way as well. So, and I think also with team members, what I've noticed is, it's very easy to criticize and to find things you don't like about your team members. But how often do we actually say, hey, you did a great job there? Like my team, does amazing job with reels and stories, with getting really creative. And, so I acknowledge that. I say, wow, you've done a really great job this week on the reels, and, some great music there, great simplicity, great creativity there in what you've done. So, really acknowledging the person you're working with as well, I think is important. And having that flexibility. What are some other things you would recommend to really build that relationship with your team members?
Look, Aldwyn, so you mentioned like really well, like that saying thank you and be not like a respectable, but recognizing some achievement and recognizing some positive changes. This is already, I think, the most important part on us. But in terms of the recognition, is like again, like everyone is happy with bonuses. So like and this is where like you're happy with something, like then probably I don't know, like even $100 bonus, just if you send it to your employee per month, this is absolutely great. And in our case, we are not doing, like for example, if a client is paying a bonus, we're not taking anything on top, like so this like it's absolutely going straight away to the employee, to the remote staff. What we are saying that if you have your, let's say, birthday party, like not birthday party, so you have like someone in your team member in office, and again we have companies, they have office stuff, or we have a birthday cake, or we have something to celebrate, then send a birthday cake to a person in the Philippines as well. And in the past, we used, oh yeah, we will send like a $30 bonus for your birthday. This was like quite a normal practice. Now we're not doing this. We are sending like a real cakes to their home. We have a delivery company that will send send a real cake to their home. And yeah, we have a birthday cake, and actually we're going into a Zoom, or we are recommending to our clients go into a Zoom, and they will have the birthday cake that it was sent by you, and this is how you're doing this celebration together. And then they can enjoy, of course, with their families, but this is how you're doing in the same way. You have some kind of like a Friday drinks, and yeah, okay, there are similar like a Uber Eats, or there are similar tools. Then send an Uber Eats package with I don't know, 2 beers and like a probably pizza to your staff there as well. So then going to do like a celebrate together. So this is like a type of recognition that you can do as well together. So this is what is we are always recommending to our staff, to our clients.
I think that's a good idea. What I've been doing with my team is I give them a paid day off for their birthday and also for Christmas. So I actually give them money instead of, sending them things. But I think sending them gifts is wonderful, or sending cakes or pizzas or, drinks, whatever that is. I think that's a lovely idea as well. Yeah, beautiful. Now, any other final tips? We will start wrapping up shortly. And hello to Mohammed KRM has joined us on Instagram. Hello, Kylie Dalziel. Good to see you there. And for those on Facebook, LinkedIn, on YouTube, Twitch, X, on the podcast platforms as well, let us know if you have any questions, what you're getting from this conversation so far. would be great to hear from you. We like to make this an interactive show. So any final tips and ideas around outsourcing, Lyubo?
Yeah, look, of course, Aldwyn. So, and by the way, sometimes you're mentioning some names that I know, and so I would say hello to everyone because I cannot see you. But yeah, thank you for coming to this show with Aldwyn. In terms of the tips, is you better start earlier than later, because if you start later, then competitors will be overtaking you, and I can see that you can see the benefits, and you went through your journey with remote expert, with virtual assistants, and now you have more clarity of what you want to do, how you can be successful in your business. So this is where, for those ones that have some I don't know, questions, you're welcome to come to me, and then you can see that you put this my profile on LinkedIn, so you if you have any questions. But ultimately, if you want to overtake your competitor, then you just need to be starting this, because otherwise your competitor will have, for the price of one employee in Australia, they will have 3 people. In the Philippines, they will have I don't know, one that will be managing social media, another one will be doing lead generation and sales, and the third one will be a technical, to make sure that all your systems are working, or helping you with webinars, or with coaching courses, or whatever, or even helping an electrician. So we have a lot of trades. So and if landscapers and trades are using right now remote experts in their business, and again, so just don't be late. And with this, don't be late, and it's coming another one. There are a lot of AI tools. So right now we have, how I'm saying, VA plus AI, or so this is
Yes.
VA plus AI. They know how to use those tools, because you don't have time, and this is, if you don't have time, we respect that your time is precious. Come to us, and we will help you.
Yes, love that. Fantastic. So do connect with Lyubo at LinkedIn. Now you've got your full name is on LinkedIn, which is Lyubomir. So look up Lyubomir, and then Kuchuk is Kuchuk.
Yes.
You'll find him there, and also your website for those who want to just go direct there. That is remostaff.com. REMO staff. I'll just pop that one in here as well. REMOSTAFF.com. And you had a great resource there. You mentioned there, Lyubo. How can people get that? What was that guide you mentioned earlier, and how can people get a hold of that?
60 how to start delegating. Send me a how to start delegation.
So send a message on LinkedIn or on Facebook. Actually,
Yeah, send me a message on LinkedIn, and then I will provide you the guide how to start delegation.
Wonderful, wonderful. That sounds amazing. I'd love that guide myself, because, we never learn less, right? Never learn less in this field. And, I think it's wonderful to be able to help people across the world. And, the more you build your business, the more you can help other people have amazing lives too, by, helping feed families across the world, and, helping other communities. And it's not about, there was this mentality in Australia that, if you get stuff from overseas, you're taking jobs away from Australians. There was this real sort of poverty mentality thing that was happening in Australia there for a while. But what actually happens is, the more you build your business, you'll be building your remote staff, and you'll be also most likely will be needing more Australian staff as well. So it's going to actually, you'll be growing both. What are your thoughts on that one, Lyubo? Have you heard people say that to you?
Look, I have a real examples, and so just let me try to make it short. So I have a buyer's agent, and a buyer's agent used to do so when they're making money, when they're doing inspections, to be able to provide a property to their client. And the buyer agent will say, well, he was doing 2 inspections before lunch, 2 inspections after lunch, then doing a lot of admin, just to put the summary about the properties that he have seen. When he has hired a remote expert from us, so he was starting doing 8 inspections per day, because all the admin, was done by this remote expert. So he was driving to a site, and when he was driving back, he was dictating everything to this remote expert. This property has a nice view, like a nice ocean view, but there is a trees over there. Or, oh, this is a small one, but it's close to the school. So instead of putting all these comments himself, this was done by a remote expert. So he has double amount of the properties. So he has much more to present to his client. So he was closing the deals faster. And now he has 6 agents that are running, doing similar so he's running a business. So he has 6 agents that are just running, and he has a VA, a remote expert for 2 of each of them. So this is so he has hired 3 VA in the Philippines, and he has hired 6 buyer's agents here in Australia to make his business now. And now he's going in Melbourne, and in Melbourne say, well, I'm going to open my office in Melbourne as well. Like for this, I need to have 2 runners, like that will be going to do this inspection, and I need to have a VA there. So this is like how, from just doing a business for himself, hired 3 people in the Philippines and 6 people in Australia.
Amazing. And of course, the AI tools out there are amazing as well, like Otter, and you can dictate and it can just type it out for you as well, things like that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, amazing. So that's a great way to maximize the AI tools and the VAs or the remote staff. Bring the two together, and you've got a really powerful combination. Yeah, awesome.
Yeah, look, you're absolutely right, and I love to discuss this, and I'm happy to happy to help people to succeed, and happy to help people to get more time, freedom into their life, and ultimately they can spend with their families, and someone else can do the routine, and their business will be succeeding. So don't get stuck in routine yourself.
Yeah, that's fantastic. And you did mention you have a trial period with your team when you take on clients. So how does that work? If someone wants to work with you, how does that whole process work?
Look, so like everyone who is starting, so we have like the same probation period, and usually for a normal a remote expert virtual assistant, usually the probation period could be 1 month, and during this, but in the first week you say I'm not happy in the first 24 hours, and we will replace it. But if you're not if this person will not pass the probation, that we will find experts that will matching those criteria, and of course, for different roles, again, like for a developer, or we have some data analysts, more top level roles. The probation, you define the probation. If you say, well, I need actually to have the probation to be 2 months or 3 months, the client is defining the probation period, and we will make, again, so the same as in Australia. So if the person will not be successful during the probation, that we will replace it and we will find another expert without. We're not taking any upfront fees, so we are taking the not like the risk, but we will be working to find the right expert for you without any upfront charges. And this is where a lot of our clients, I mean, it's like no-brainer for them. They will try it, and many of them, for example, we have a distributor came last year to a line retailer in Sydney and say, oh, I need to have someone to help me with social media. Never tried before. They tried it in 2 weeks after. It's working. Can I get now a salesperson? Okay, we have provided now the person was doing B2B sales to help this distributor sell their bathrooms, whatever tiles and bathrooms, and different appliances. So I need to have the third one. So it's working. So sorry, I think I'm probably went away from the topic. So, but if you never tried, so you just come and try, and we will be happy to help you succeeding.
Wonderful. That is fantastic. Thank you so much, Lyubo. And do you have a favorite quote or motto that you'd like to share with us today?
Well, it's a tricky question. You didn't ask me before. So I think the motto is what we have we have on my banner. So get time money and freedom with remote experts.
Beautiful. I love that. Thank you so much. And I've got one here from Stephen Covey, who wrote The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. He says, do what you do best and outsource the rest. Do what you do best and outsource the rest. I think that's a great quote there as well, in line with what we're talking about today. And for those who want to connect with me, you can go to Linktree/Aldwyn. I'll pop that up here, linktr.ee/Aldwyn. You'll find all my links there. You'll find I've got a How to Build a Global Brand webinar coming up on August 23. It'll be at 11 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. We've got the link for that there. You can hop along and come and join us there. We also have a monthly Global Good News Challenge, which is absolutely free. It's a great way to share gratitude and good news and lift your energy and lift the energy of people around you, even if you're having a crappy day. Now, I just finished my 8-day Good News Challenge, and I must say my day 7 was a crappy day. And I must say, out of the 4.5 years I've been doing the Good News Challenge now, that is the one I have cried the most in while sharing gratitude. So you have to go back and see it. But anyway, it is a fantastic challenge. The idea is to decrease depression and suicide rates and lift your energy. And, while things sometimes might be tough out there, things could always be worse. And so, there's always going to be the yin yang of life. There's always going to be darkness where there's light, light where there's dark. What are you going to choose to focus on? And for those who want to be seen, heard, and known, to get some mass media exposure, to get out in a big way and build your presence and your impact and your influence, then you can also book a call on my calendar link, which is in my link tree. So all my links are there. Hop along Linktree/Aldwyn and subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't already. It looks just like that, Aldwyn Altuney Media Queen TV. And you'll see lots of great videos on there. I've got over 1,300 different videos and shows, and got Total Truth Show episodes, Media Mavens Show episodes, a whole lot of goodness in there. Hello, Shane Hunter Comedy there on Instagram. Good to see you guys. And for those who have joined us live, thank you so much for joining us live. Let us know, what have you got from this in the comments? What's one gem that you've got from this show today? Because we always learn something, and we have shared some amazing content here today, Lyubo. It's been an absolute pleasure having you on the show. Are there any final words from you, Lyubo, before we wrap up this Media Queen TV episode?
Well, so first of all, Aldwyn, thank you very much for inviting. I really hope that it will be beneficial for some of our listeners, because you are really amazing. So I know you for a while, and you are really amazing personality. You're trying to help people. You are connecting people. So I think you are really a great connector, and you are helping people come to have more visibility. So thank you very much, and thank you for inviting. And just go and check with Aldwyn and come to this show, and I will be popping up as well. And for everyone else, if you need to have income generating activities done for you, so this is on another side of my background. So just come to us, and we're happy to help you.
Wonderful, Lyubo. And you actually have your own show too, which I'm going to be on your show coming up down the track as well. Can you just quickly share about your show as well?
Yes, so we have we're going to have so my podcast is Better Scope, and in Better Scope we are discussing what are you better in, and why you're doing what you're doing, and how you're helping others become better. So this is it will be a really great opportunity to have a discussion about how you're helping others become better in your way, and then whatever it's in with your show, with visibility, or even reducing the suicidal attempts, or whatever, even thinking about this. So this is the Better Scope podcast season will start end of August, and just follow us, and you will get the invitation to listen to our discussion with Aldwyn.
Fantastic. Looking forward to that. Thank you so much, Lyubo. Thank you for joining us, everyone here on the live stream. And if you're watching the replay, if you've enjoyed this and you think someone else could really benefit as well, please share the love. Let us know what you thought in the comments, and we look forward to seeing you back on a future show sometime soon. We've got Charismatic has joined us. Hello, Charismatic, there on Instagram. Great to see you. All right, much love. Have a beautiful night or day wherever you're in the world. Thanks once again, Lyubo. It was a fantastic show, and we'll see you all again soon. Bye for now. Bye.